There's a different connection on trauma to trauma and pain to pain. You know how bad you need the understanding, and you know what that level of suffering feels like. I mean,
Yeah.
I could go well into the description of what the fire and then 2 years later the flood did to me and what it looked like, and I can still feel it, smell it, hear it, see it, whatever. And then when you go through it with your kids, it is devastating and it feels very unfair. But it's no different than losing a loved one. It is a very, very intense loss. It's life.
Yeah.
But when it's like that, you don't have a choice but to feel it. And you won't make it if you can't work through it. You just won't. You'll become destabilized and dysfunctional or numb by hiding it and not
Yeah.
experiencing it. And it will eventually catch up to you.
Yeah.
And I truly think, with the horse is different because there's not a lot of talking that goes on.
Yeah.
Like, we aren't therapists. I'm
Yep.
talking way more now than I would ever talk in a session. It's support and
Mm-hmm.
it's being able to line up the right experience and then letting
Yeah.
them have it and then journal it and then recommend that they take that to the next level with a
Yeah.
therapist or with their loved one or what have you. We're not here to talk them through anything.
Yeah. And I think that's important to distinguish. I think we have started a conversation in our culture that everything needs to be talked through, and we need to be vulnerable and share the things that have happened to us, and I think that that can be helpful. But with horses, and just also some of the things you've said about, you don't have quote unquote mental health professionals working with you, I think that we need to really recognize that maybe um, a lot of the things that we're depending on to help us are not actually the things that are going to help us. I know I've shared some of my stories. And for me, my husband and I, we both tried counseling. We tried marriage counseling. Most of it just made things worse for us. And I'm not saying this is true for everybody or no one should do it, but I am saying that I think, and this is one thing I really want to bring to light with the Mustangs, is that there might be another path for people that brings about healing, those insights, the changes you need to make in your life. And it might not be going to a therapist. In a way, I feel like we've kind of replaced our friends and family with therapists, someone we pay to go talk to and just, spit out everything. For me, when I did stuff like that, it made it worse. I felt worse about my life. I felt worse about myself. It wasn't helping me to feel better. But then on the other hand, I could go out with my horses, and that is where I would get the answers I needed for that moment in time. The things I needed to change in my life or the things I had within my control would really be brought to the forefront of my mind. So I I guess for my part, I kind of want to change that conversation, that maybe there is a different path to our mental, spiritual, emotional wellness in this world. I have also worked within the mental health world, and it's a dark, hard place. And it's such a contrast to someone coming and being with a horse. Honestly, I think the programs that are a lot more natural and really follow the horse in a way, in a lot of ways, are a lot more beneficial than trying to chase what culture and quote unquote research, which may or may not be valid and reliable, are kind of telling us are the path to healing and
Yeah.
wholeness and growth.